Alright y'all, so this story took place back in 2019. Your boy was still in... What the fuck? Is that Andrew Tate? Move over, brokey. This is my fucking channel now, bitch. Welcome to Tate Storytimes. Ain't nothing cosmetic about this shit. I wanna spit some real knowledge to whatever fan base this Make-A-Wish kid has. Roll the intro. You guys know who the fuck I am. No introduction needed. I'm all over the fucking internet. I am the internet. I conquered the fucking internet, and very soon I will conquer Earth and break the Matrix for everyone. I'm all over your feed. If you don't know me, that's a you problem. I'm taking over this brokie's channel, at least for today. 1,000 subscribers. What a joke. He can't even afford a fucking Bugatti. So this is my channel now, bitch. And if I see him get up, I'm gonna kick his face into the floor and make sure he falls back asleep. Permanently. So all you little spoiled brats and out-of-shape virgins better gather round for the story I'm gonna tell you all. It's far more interesting than any of the made-up bullshit this Walmart version of me has to say. This all took place fairly recently. I would say earlier this year, like 2022. This was around the time when I was conquering the metaverse, conquering the internet. Life was good. Life is still good, and life will always be good because I'm the top G. My mindset has top G written all over it. In order to live a good life, it started with my mindset. I had to fix and control my mind in order to fix my life and live a good life. Your mind is like water. When it is agitated, it becomes difficult to see and think clearly. But when you let it settle, the answer becomes clear. But I digress. So, as you all know, when I was in my 20s, me and my brother Tristan were homeless. Broke as fuck. I was a brokey in my 20s, early 20s. Kickboxing doesn't pay jack shit, believe it or not. And when we were in our 20s, we were couch hopping, couch to couch, home to home, sleeping on floors, sleeping on mattresses, homeless shelters, sleeping at friends' houses, sleeping in cars, alleyways, parking lots, fucking name it and we'll tell you. We were at rock bottom, which was a blessing looking back because you need hard times to strengthen you as a man. You need to suffer in order to strengthen your core and your value as a man. Otherwise, there's no value in the way you live your life. If everything was easy peasy for you, there'd be no value in life. It'd be fucking boring. Just like a video game. If you had 0 opponents, 0 boss battles, 0 enemies, 0 combat or fighting skills, 0 goal or objective to the game, it'd be a fucking useless and boring video game. Same way with life. You need to struggle in order to level up. Those hard times are what strengthened us and shaped us into the men we are today. And during those hard times, I remember one guy, close friend of Tristan's, who let us sleep under his roof until we got our feet back on the ground and got our shit together. He gave us food, let us sleep under his roof rent-free until we found the resources and finances available to provide for ourselves. And we swore to him that once we got rich, we would repay the favor and help him whenever he was in need. So long story short, we have not spoken to the guy since 2013. It's been almost 10 years. And one day, he hits me up after 10 years of no contact whatsoever to tell me, hey, remember me, blah, blah, blah. And we spoke for a bit, catching up on good old times, yeah, whatever. And he told me basically, his wife kicked him out of the house, he lost his job, she took the children, she took all the money, she took everything, she's fucking someone else, he has nowhere else to go, and he basically asked me, Andrew, can I stay with you? So I was a little hesitant because, as a lot of you already know, I have very specific criteria for homeless or broke people. If you're a man of working age without a physical disability, you can go fuck yourself and get a job. If you come up to my car, if you reach out to me, if you come up and ask me for money, and you're above the age of 25 and you're a man with absolutely nothing wrong with you physically, why can't you get a job? Oh, I can't find a job. Everyone can find a job. These are able-bodied men. You can carry bricks. You can shovel snow. You can take out garbage. You can pick strawberries. You can do something, anything. Get a fucking job. But this was the same dude who literally put a roof over me and Tristan's head when we were homeless. So I don't want to contradict myself and be a hypocrite. I'll take responsibility as a man and admit that I did owe him back the favor, and it was just in good nature to repay the favor for when he helped me and Tristan when we were poor and homeless when no one else did. So I told him, yes, of course, you helped me and my brother when we were in a dire situation back then, so of course you can stop by the house and stay for a little. But I told him he had 1 month to find a job. Even work for me and my brother, I don't care. And I told him, you're under my roof, you're on my property, you're in my terrain, therefore, you're gonna listen to every fucking thing I have to say to you. If you don't have a job or a career of any sort, by the end of the month, you can pack your shit and get the fuck out of my house and go find somewhere else to live, cause you ain't living with me, brokey. So he was like, deal, I'll get a job first thing once I'm there. So I'm like, done, deal. I flew him out to Romania, picked him up from the airport in my beautiful Bugatti, of course. He looked super different. He looked awful. He was sickening to look at. He really let himself go. He looked disgusting. He was fat and out of shape. He had titties bigger than the women I fuck on a daily. He smelled like dead fish. His wardrobe was something of a homeless person. He looked like he hadn't gotten a haircut in over 5 years. His beard looked like a dead animal. He had rotten teeth, smelled like cigarettes, and looked high as fuck, and had a stomach that looked like a yoga ball. It was absolutely repulsive. I don't know what this woman did to him. I even questioned myself and asked myself if this was the right person. I seriously sat in my Bugatti and asked myself if this was the same guy who took me and Tristan under his wing when we were down and out. His breath smelled absolutely fucking repulsive. He was already starting to agitate me with his filthy hygiene, his negative energy, his victim mentality, and his loser outlook on life. He broke so many violations in under 1 minute, which is a world record for me. He was stinking my whole Bugatti up. It was a horrible car ride back to the house. He was draining me with so much negative energy about his wife. He looked miserable. He looked like he hadn't had any sex in over 2 years. We had nothing in common. He achieved nothing special with his life. Blah, blah, blah. Awful. Came back to the house. He had no suitcase. All he had was a backpack and a brokey fanny pack. He came in the house and already was getting way too comfortable. I told him he's not going anywhere without a shower and a haircut. I made him go to the downstairs bathroom because no one uses that bathroom. I made him use the least used bathroom in the house. Called up Tristan's barber, Marius, to cut his hair. Got him all clean, got his hair cut, fed him, got his teeth back in normal shape, got him some better clothes. Cool. The days when he was there was just unbearable. He wasn't making any effort to find a career or get a job or gain any source of income. He slept in the guest bed, eating all of my food that I paid for with my hard-earned money. He sat on his ass doing absolutely nothing all day. He did not exercise. He did not work out. He scared all of my girls away. He stank up the whole house. He locked himself in the guest room and jerked off all day. He did not respect any of my rules while he was under my roof. He knows I have zero tolerance for that kind of bullshit, and he still has the fucking audacity to come into my house under my roof and freeload and be a leech after I specifically told him what would happen if he didn't follow my guidelines and get a job. So I made the mistake of letting a freeloading brokey leech under my roof. He was a fat, washed-up loser. Now I understand why your wife left you and kicked you out and fucked some other guy and took the children. You're useless. You're a fat loser. You're not fit to be a husband. You're not fit to be a parent. You are ill. You look like a walking corpse. Even during this month, even Tristan started getting annoyed. And this was the same fuck who helped me and Tristan when we were homeless. That's why I was so patient with him during that month, because I kept reminding myself that this was the same guy who helped us when we were homeless. And I truly believe what you put out into the universe will return to you. Universal karma. That's why I was so patient with him. But then I realized something. Me and Tristan were fucking working our asses off to make money and grind to our desired lives and get out of our world of poverty when we were homeless and had nothing, and we were in our 20s. We did not just sit around and do nothing all day. We had to fight to get what we wanted. This guy is almost 40 and is in a position that me and Tristan were in when we were in our 20s, not 30s or 40s. And this speed bump of a human isn't even making a single effort to get a fucking job, and he's 40. He's been on this earth longer than me and Tristan. He's way older than us. He has a perfectly functioning human body, and he doesn't even have the decency to get a fucking job and start making some money while he's living under my roof. That is very unacceptable. He did not want to work for me when I offered, so I confronted him and reminded him of my guidelines because the month was almost over in 3 days at that point. I told him, Roy, if you don't have a career or any source of income in 3 days, you're out of my house. And he was like, yeah, I'll get one. Trust me. Just give me time. Give me time? Give me time? I gave you more than a month and you're still here. Broke, fat, homeless, out of shape, ugly. You smell like a rotten carcass. He did not even have the decency to clean his room or organize his habitat. So one day I wake up and I go to my closet and one of my suits is gone. I assumed it was Tristan because Tristan is the only one who is allowed to borrow my clothes. And I knew it wasn't Roy because, oh, so help me God, if that dirty fuck took my $10,000 blazer, I was going to shove my foot so far up his ass, he would beg for blood to drag him towards death. And I shrugged it off because I checked the cameras and I did not see him take my suit last night. So I'm walking downstairs to get coffee and the doorbell rings. I open and it's this beautiful blonde woman and she says she's here for Tristan. So I let her in and she walked upstairs to Tristan's room supposedly. She got through my security gate, so she had to be here for Tristan. No way in fuck she was here for that Walking Dead Santa Claus. So I'm in the kitchen making my coffee, enjoying my morning when I hear a vroom outside. And that vrooming noise just so happened to be my $5.6 million Bugatti, and that's just one of 27 cars I own. I own 27 cars and 26 other cars. So I speed to the window to look outside, and I see that blonde bitch get inside. I FaceTime Tristan. Tristan wasn't even fucking home, and he told me he never ordered a hooker for himself this morning. He even said he wasn't home and wasn't in the Bugatti. So I grabbed my pockets. I had a mini heart attack because the keys were not in there, and they are always in my pocket. And that's when the Bugatti drove off, but as it was driving off, it crashed into my other cars, and then it crashed into the Tate wall. It crashed, and it started catching on fire. So I'm furious. I'm beyond furious. I'm storming outside to see my $5 million Bugatti crashed, to see what kind of moron did this. I opened the car door to see Roy inside, driving my Bugatti without my permission, wearing my stolen blazer and my shades, cocaine on his nose, and the hooker completely naked with cocaine on her tits. So I fucking lost it at that point. I dragged him by the hair out of my Bugatti, I bashed his fucking head against the concrete wall, beat the absolute fuck out of him, and I knocked him out cold, blood on my hands. I broke his skull, gave him a black eye, got my blazer back, got my glasses back, grabbed the hooker by her fucking neck, dragged both of them to the entrance, threw them over the guarded gates, literally threw them over. I told both of them if they stepped foot near my property again, I would put a bullet in both of their heads. I don't give a fuck. Blocked his number, set his stuff on fire, had to disinfect the guest room and the bathroom because it smelled like shit, semen, and cigarettes. The whole room smelled like vomit and corpses. There were shit stains and cum stains on the guest bed sheets. Tissues with dried up crispy cum stains everywhere, vomit stains on the floor, alcohol bottles underneath the bed, cigarette butts on my marble windows. I was honestly so furious because I wanted to go back outside, find the guy myself, and fucking murk him again. And the hooker bitch too. I was furiously outraged. I called Tristan, I called my insurance company, had to get my Bugatti towed, had to buy a new one, and pay the damages of the other fucking cars he crashed into. And I had to get my Tate wall remodeled and repainted. Not only that, this worm was using and stealing my credit card to buy pizza and order hookers under Tristan's name. I got charged over $1,000 in pizza and hooker purchases. There were so many pizza boxes in the guest room closet. Bought another Bugatti and a few more other cars, and it was alright after that. Smoked a cigar, drank some vodka, worked out, went for dinner with one of my many women, and I fucked her later that night in my mansion. So no, that's why I don't let brokies live with me. And that's why I have zero tolerance for homeless and broke people. I have zero tolerance for poor people. You cannot live with me anymore if you don't have some sort of source of income that averages over $1 million. You simply can't. That's my new rule. That's our new rule. I don't care how well I know you. I don't care what you did for me or my family. I don't care how well I knew you. If you don't have a net worth or an income over $1 million, you are not living under the Tate's roof. Plain and simple. And if you try to, you will be shot in the head. Top G out.